Yeah, no, well, that's the funny thing, you know, and I haven't gone back to like any of the reunions. You know, my 10-year was like 2 years ago. I'm like, f that. You guys can see on my Facebook that, you know, and you can't even add me as a friend anymore because I'm too famous for you. So, God, that sounds really arrogant. But like, I don't know, that's like, you know, you get the last laugh, you know? I'm Matt Lange. I'm a composer, sound designer, music producer, DJ, everything. I live out here in LA, and I'm from New York originally. Been out here for, God, 4 years now, and yeah, living the dream, you know, bizarre way. So about 1.5 years ago, I signed with Mousetrap, and as far as what got his attention, he heard a track of mine that I think his label manager had actually had for about 6 months, and it finally caught his ear, and he just reached out on Twitter, as he did, or as he does with pretty much everybody. You know, he's very Twitter friendly, and it kind of just went from there. I think actually about 2 hours after, you know, he originally like initiated contact on Twitter, we had a record contract, which was really fast. I don't know how he is with other artists, but with me, I just kind of do my own thing, and he's just supportive. It's really nice in a way. I don't have anyone telling me what to do, what not to do. I just get to be myself, and that's what makes that fit, you know, or that label such a good fit for me. Having someone who just lets me do what I want and supports it and encourages it, and then on top of it has such a big social media reach and everything like that, where, you know, being affiliated with him is really beneficial for me. It's just, and we're both nerds, you know, like we're really nerdy musicians, so it's a very comfortable fit. From there, I was signed on to do an EP, and instead of doing an EP, I gave him an album because it just seemed like a really good opportunity, you know, at the time. Then did another one that just came out, you know, a week ago, which is supposed to be an EP, but it's an hour long, so it's basically like another album in a way, but it's only 7 tracks. So Patchwork kind of came around. It initially was just going to be like a 5-track techno EP, and it was all based around sounds I made on a modular synthesizer, where it's called Patchwork because you have to patch chords, you know, everywhere in and out of the synth. And it was all really stuff I just needed to DJ with, actually, because I started basically touring a lot more in the fall than I ever had in my entire life, where I was suddenly gone every weekend. And I really don't find enough tracks that come out, you know, by other people that really fit in what I want to do with my own sets. So also, kind of actually by necessity, I have to make a lot more for myself. So Patchwork really came around at first of, you know, making just techno tracks for me to play out. So I got into skateboarding when I was 13, I think right around my 13th birthday. It's funny, like when I was 13, I got my first guitar, and I think I got my first skateboard, or my first real skateboard. I had like a crummy one when I was like 7. And for me, like I grew up skating in New York City, like on the streets, running from cops, you know, getting in fights with, you know, bums, and because we'd go skating in the projects because you wouldn't get kicked out of there, so consequently, you know, you deal with like the drug dealers and everything like that. But for me, more than anything, it's a break. It's like it's a stress reliever. It's just like, when I'm at home, you know, I'm in my head all the time, everything like that. I mean, if I go out skating, it's just clean slate. I've found much more appeal in melancholy and dark music. Dance music is kind of an accident for me. I never really expected to fall into that. I mean, they say your formative years of music are when you're in your teenage years, and for me it was like 9 Inch Nails, Tool, and Aphex Twin. None of that is particularly bright music, except for, you know, Aphex has some like silly moments, but no, for me that's always just what I gravitate towards. I don't really gain anything out of brighter music. Not that there's anything wrong with it, it just doesn't resonate with me. But something that's always been more like melancholy and emotionally darker, that's always just resonated with me. Hey, this is Matt Lange, and you're watching REVOLT.